Alright guys, I am working my way through the challenge locks that seem to have accumulated on me. This is from David in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And if you're wondering what they're famous for, I've had this for about a month, I guess. I just opened it a minute ago and I was wondering why the lab smelled like grapes. And when I opened the box, man, this came wafting out. Wild huckleberry dark chocolate fudge. And what I would call licorice, but I guess in Wyoming they call huckleberry ropes. Huge. Beautiful. And that would be a reward. We also got a cool postcard. Got a moose on there, what looks like an archway of horns, some western buildings. Very cool. And the key to Jackson Hole. So if you wonder what the bidding looks like to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, there you go. That'll get you in. Get you access to some of this huckleberry dark chocolate fudge. Got a key here, wrapped up, tricolor. And a lock that I took a look at when it fell out of the package a minute ago. I did not take this tape off. I am not really sure. There may be a coiled up rattlesnake for all I know inside of there. I don't feel anything through the tape, but that doesn't mean there's not something. Looking down the keyway, I don't see anything. You might have had to use that to access maybe a tool to get in there to put some kind of trickery. Nothing else on this lock. The top of it, we got threaded chamber, so it could be an excellent training lock. And nothing weird on the back here. It does look like it turns freely, so not too concerned about that. I'm sure the key works. Hopefully we don't need that stinking key. What I will do is show you a new toy. This is actually from Melvin Kausnowski. I broke the one that came from Thor, so Melvin made me one out of, I don't know, man. Feels like maybe it's moose bone for all I know. Really a tough material. It is not 3D printed. And these fit in there very tightly. It does fit. I fit other ones in there. There, that works. So really cool. Not going to come falling out of there. Get this dude clamped up. And let's find a tensioner. All right. It's probably going to be this guy. Looks wide enough. Okay, 1.2. Whoa, look at that flop. 1.2 millimeter from Multi-Pick, the SP14. Man, look at that. There's probably a bunch of T-pins in this bad boy. And let me find a pick that will fit in there. I'm going to try to get a very deep hook, if it'll fit. I may have to slide him. He's not going to work. Let's put him back. Let's take his one size down. Still not going to fit. There's something definitely blocking the way there. Because I'm sliding it along the bottom. There we go. I'm going to rotate him up around the warding. I think feels like there are 6. And I expect that because I can count the plugs. But something's getting caught. It is not a super spring, but very close to it. Right around pin 3. Something's really grabbing that pick. All right, let's try it. I'm going to go clockwise, I guess. Try to keep my hand out of your way here. Let me shoehorn him around, get around that pin 3, get him up on the ledge, and then we apply a little bit of tension. See what we got. We got binders in the very back. There's some counter rotation right there on 6. I think that was 6. All right, this is attempt number 3. I've spent 20 minutes on this thing, and I got all kinds of fault sets, and this thing is just... I'm going to try to rake him. There's a pin back there that just jams all the way to the bottom, so you got to have no tension, and then I force him up, and he's a pick trapper. Let me force him up out of the way a little bit. Hopefully that'll hold him. It's almost like there's something wrong with the lock. There we go. Now he works. I'm going to go counterclockwise this time and try to get him around the corner. I don't think this is a lock you're going to be able to rake. Pin 1. 2. I think 3 is the one that keeps falling all the way to the bottom. That may explain the tape on the bottom of this lock. He may have to work from that end. Okay, there's 4. Okay, I've lost the fault set. Two, good fault set. I'm still getting counter rotation there on 1. Let me get a deeper hook on him. It's like this guy. Come on. Now I get nothing. There it is, 2. Counter rotation. Okay, that was 6. Got a little deeper fault set. That was 5. All right. There's something on 4. I can't reach that high with this hook. I've already bent him. It looks almost like a drawn bow. All right, let's try a PN05. Let's see if I can get him in there first of all. There we go. Get him around the corner. Drag him back to 4. Find that counter rotation. There it is right there. I can't tell if that got... No, I'm stuck. Not again. Come out of there. Arg! That was pin 1 again. That was pin 6 again. There's counter rotation on 4 again. Let's keep looking, see if there's somebody else. All right. Let's try something a little different since I failed twice before. Now I'm going to take my very thin, if I grab him here. This is the 0.4 millimeter 15 thousandths, because I got a feeling that it's either 5 or 4 are very, very high cut. And there it is, 4. Counter rotation. Come out of there. I think we got him. All right, let's see what else we got now. Find that other hook. And okay, that was number 6. We got a false setback. That was 3. That was 2. Man, we are still stuck in a very deep false set. Get in there. Get in there. There is something about halfway that has now fallen all the way to the bottom and is trapping my pick. And it's a pin all the way on the bottom where he doesn't belong. See if I can get under him from the bottom there and then force him up a little bit. There we go. Then I'll try to get around that corner. Come on. Pick is stuck. Get around that corner, my God. Don't lose it, Bill. All right, there's a very nasty pin. I think it's 3. That just has fallen all the way down. It doesn't even give me a decent angle. All right, I'm at a loss here. Can't wait to see how he did that. If I loosen my tension to allow that around the corner, I'll lose everything. Okay, let me hold that, reset that. That pick is definitely wedged. All right, that was 5. There's counter rotation on 2. And there we go. What are we at? 10 minutes and 19 seconds. This is a whipped by 19 seconds. My goodness. Why couldn't I work a little bit faster? All right, let's I'm going to fast forward a bunch of that stuff in the middle. I want to see what's inside of this. I want to know how pin 3 dropped and traps everything. It is just beyond me how that happens. All right, let's lock him up and make sure everything's working here. All the batteries are good. Let's go ahead and cut this off of here. All right, awesome. Especially this guy right here. That's got to be the one that was trapping everything. Okay, it works perfectly. Valid lock. All right, let's get a tray in here. And find out what's up here. 19 seconds. Man, arg. Why does that tip always fall out when I need it? All right, let's first find out if there's what's hiding below the tape. If anything, it may just be decorative. Nope, okay. There had to be something. I did not feel those 2 holes through that tape. Oh, there's why. Because we got a little shim there to prevent me from feeling it. That's something. All right. At least I know there's some trickery in here. That is not just my incompetence. Not that one. Not that one. That will probably work, but at this point, it'd be a shame to screw that up by not shimming it, right? Okay, nothing. Well, number 2 is kind of wobbled out there, and looks like number 4 as well. Holes are a little larger diameter, and the pins are kind of floppy in there. That really shouldn't have stopped things, though. Okay, we have a serrated. We have a bullet pin from LockLab. We have a, looks like a little teacup thing. We have, ooh, there's some weirdness. There's a hole in the tip of that pin. That was number 4. I didn't see anything fall out of it. Okay, there's a ball bearing in 5. And number 6 is another handmade partial T-pin, partial serration. Inside of here, you can see that number 2, let's make sure I'm zoomed all the way out here. Number 2 is definitely wallowed out, and there's a little ledge down there to grab a hold of at least the tip of this bullet pin that was in there. Kind of holds him in place. And let's find number 4. What was the trick with him? Okay, if you look inside of here, see if I can light this a little bit. You can see that the bottom of this has been drilled all the way to the bottom where my light go. Don't know if you can see that, but he was falling all the way to the bottom of the keyway with that really sharp edge on him. It wasn't rounded, it was squared off. And you can see where I've boogered that up trying to squeeze my pick under him. So at some point, when it became his turn to bind, or right before his turn to bind, he was falling all the way to the bottom and blocking out everything behind him. So 5 and 6 were completely blocked. I don't know if that was by design or if that was just pure luck. This ball bearing. Okay, so he fit in the little cup. There's a little cup on the end of this pin, pin 5. And the little ball bearing fit right into that little cup. And this guy's just standing. I'll show you all these up close in just a moment. Let's find out what we got upstairs, though. Because these holes have me a little bit concerned. So now we're looking at pin 1. Nothing. It's just a spool. There's a very sharp undercut edge in there, though. Very nicely done. Number 2, another spool. Another long spring. That's a doubled spring, actually. I think it is. No. Yes, it is. Doubled up spring. Okay, number 3. Handmade. Spool with a T on the top. And he was in there like that. Another doubled up spring. Number 4, barely breaking the shear line. I don't know if you can see that. Hardly any spring tension on him at all. Well, he doesn't want to come out. Oh, there he goes. Another homemade, very sharp edges on him. I can only imagine what's inside of here. And the spring, little brass guy. Copper. Number 6. Very nice. Look at all the sharp edges. And no wonder we're getting so much crunching out of this thing. There he is. And the last one, number 5. Again, nice sharp edges all over that guy. All handmade. Nice little doubled up brass. And that should be it. All right, what do we got in here? There is some trickery in the core. You can see we have a serration in number 6. We have undercut in 4. Undercut in 1. So 1 and 4. Apparently he went in from this side and did the undercuts with the Dremel. Very nice. This is the tricky one. This little guy right here, number 4, with that flat edge on the bottom. I don't know why there's a hole in him. But anyway, here's what we're looking at. I'll show you these guys up close. It's going to be a long video. Sorry about that. But some of these locks deserve it. And this is definitely one of them. This really kept me going. He beat me by 19 seconds. Okay, all these sharp edges. And that's because we have sharp edges inside of the core. And also a lot of sharp edges that he put into the Bible itself. Either with threads or undercuts. Very nice. This is the killer. For me, this was the killer. He kept... The binding order was such that he would drop down to the bottom, leaving me to reach these 2 guys underneath him. I had to fight under that squared off edge to get around him so I could reach what was then a very smooth ball bearing, and then this guy in the back. Just nasty, nasty. And there's what your bidding looked like. And you can see number 4 was really the challenge. Quite nasty. Anyway, Dave from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I'm sorry it took so long, but some locks just take a long time, guys. Stay safe, stay legal. Each of these videos takes 4 to 6 hours to record, edit, and publish, so I'd really appreciate it if you show your support by subscribing and clicking on the like button. Thanks, guys.